It is there. So I will not do anything else than be more loving to her than I have ever been to her. Because these are the moments when a person needs more love, more respect, more acceptance. And I will give her to the university to treat her, to bring all her unconscious out. It is just a question of vomiting the unconscious out. And once you are clean, such a thing cannot happen again. And this is my general attitude about the whole idea of jurisprudence, criminology. Strange it is, a person tries to commit suicide and fails, and then the court gives him death sentence because he was trying to commit suicide and failed. Now they help him to succeed. Great minds are creating our laws and our courts. A man steals something very small and he is sent to jail. He is just amateur. And perhaps in his situation, anybody would have stolen. Perhaps he was hungry, he needed medicine, his mother was dying, he needed medicine. And you imprison him for 2 years in the jail where he meets great experts, criminals, master thieves, and in those 2 years he graduates. He had come as an amateur, now he comes out as a professional thief. Because it is a simple idea amongst all criminals that to commit crime is not crime, but to be caught is crime. So just you have to be very careful, intelligent, aware that you are not caught. Then do whatsoever you want to do. Doing is not a problem at all. Just don't get caught. Punishment helps only to create more criminals. Your imprisoned people, which are in millions around the earth, are just getting training. Your jails are universities for criminology, and your courts serve the crime, not the culture. So that will be my attitude of all those people. If they come back, they will receive not only my love, but my whole commune's love. Whatever they did, perhaps they were unconsciously doing it, not knowing what they are doing. We can clean their unconscious, we can make them more aware, we can clean them, we can give them a new birth.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. No.
Thank you.
Changing the seats, I guess.
Okay.
This is Eric Fowler from Studio.
Good. Hi.
I think you have already answered at least partially my first question, but to get a whole picture, I would like to repeat that.
You can ask something else.
Okay. It is a little bit different. I think that you once said in Pune, it may not look like, but I know exactly what is going on in my commune. What is your explanation that you obviously did not know anything that was going on here in this commune?
What I have said in Pune was a totally different situation. I was available to the commune every morning for discourse, 2 hours, every evening, 2 hours. The secretary was coming twice a day, 1 hour in the morning, 1 hour in the night, to inform me about every detail. And the whole day I was available whenever there was any need. It should be informed to me. If they have to take any action which is out of the way, they have to ask me. That's why I had said that whatever happens here, I know about it. But here the situation was totally different. I was in silence and in isolation. And my instruction was that only Sila will come every evening for 1 hour. That too only when she has urgent work that she cannot handle. And she should inform me only things which are absolutely necessary and have to be informed. So for 3.5 years, I was completely out of the world. Not a single newspaper, no book, no television, no radio, no information, what is going on, what is not going on. When in Pune I had said that I know everything, people thought that it is something esoteric. To me, all esoterics is bullshit. It was not anything esoteric. It was simply my availability, and I was living, and Pune was a very concentrated place. Only 6 acres, in which 2,000 sannyasins were living who were working, and 8,000 sannyasins were living outside the commune, for which we were not responsible in any way. Here the situation is different. It is 84,000 acres. Just think, 6 acres and 84,000 acres. It is almost impossible for me to know everything, what is happening, where it is happening. There are 5,000 sannyasins living here. separated by hills in different places. Nobody knows what they are doing in their rooms. And I am not a peeping Tom.
Bhagwan, you said you are a lover, not a leader.
Yes.
You are not the ruler in this commune, and there are no ruled.
Yes.
But some sannyasins obviously are prepared to do everything when they are told that it is your wish. They may even kill for you. Does this frighten you?
No, this does not frighten me. This just makes me aware of a human paradox. I am telling my people, I am not your leader. I am telling my people, I am not your master, not a Messiah, not a prophet, not a savior. I am just a human being like you with a very little difference, that my eyes are open and your eyes are closed, which is not much of a difference. You can open your eyes any moment you want. So there is no need to put me on a high pedestal. And there is no need to sacrifice for me. I have never sacrificed for anyone. And I will not want anybody to sacrifice. Glad to see you.
So. So? So? Läuft der Ton? Okay. Bhagwan, your peaceful oasis turned out to be a heaven for criminals. Today you blamed the sannyasins for having created a Sheila and her gang. Isn't that too easy? Why don't you blame yourself as well? After all, Srila was one of your closest sannyasins for many years.
I blame myself not only for Sila, but for Adolf Hitler too, for Genghis Khan, Timur-Len, Nadir Shah, Napoleon Bonaparte, Alexander the Great, Ivan the Terrible. I blame for all myself because I am part of this existence. Anything that happens here, in some way or other, I am connected with it. And you are wrong that I have not blamed myself.
How did you blame yourself? Could you explain it?
No, because just I was silent. Not to be in it is not enough to be innocent. I was not in it, but it would not have happened if I was not silent.
Why were
I
you
was silent for my own reasons. I was not silent for Sila and her gang. I was silent for my own reasons. I always wanted to remain silent for a long period. I was not even yet willingly ready to speak again. It was just seeing the situation. I have to come out of silence. So certainly I blame myself, but not only for Sila. If my being silent, I am responsible for Sila, then not being born in Germany while Hitler was there, I am responsible. The same logic.
Do you mean that seriously?
Seriously. Why I was not born in Germany while Hitler was there? Then I am the criminal for the whole criminal history of humanity. You are making me a god, and I am a simple human being.
I wouldn't agree with that, because there's a lot of cult surrounding you, and cult basically leads always to a certain kind of blindness.
There is no cult surrounding me. Your eyes must be blind.
But at least your disciples...
There are no disciples here. They are my friends. And I am nobody's leader. So make yourself clear about it.
Is the dream to live now and today without thinking of the future gone? I mean, at least it showed that it was not working, not thinking on the future. If you would have been thinking on the future, it would have been revealed what Srila did.
No. Future is not determined. As almost all the religions have been preaching and conditioning people's mind. If future is determined, then it can be known. If it is not determined, it cannot be known. not even the second moment that what is going to happen. And I say that future is not determined. There is no God to determine it. And it is good that it is not determined, because that is our basis for freedom. Certainly, freedom brings its own responsibilities. You can misuse it. Do you want people to be just robots who will never commit anything wrong? Just because few people commit wrong, just because few people turn to be Nazi, do you want everybody should be turned into a machine? Freedom is so valuable that we can risk everything, but we cannot lose freedom. I have risked God and saved freedom. Both cannot exist together. If there is a God who created man, then man is just a puppet. If there is a God who decides what is to happen, then there is no freedom. Then the sinner is not responsible for his sin. Neither the saint is responsible for his holiness. Both are puppets, and puppets are not different. I completely remove God from the picture of my way of life. There is no God. Then the whole sky is open. But it has risks. But to be afraid of risks is not to be a man. At least a German should not think of becoming a mouse. To be a man means to take risks. It was a risk. And we have come out of it without losing anything. On the contrary, we have learned much.
Was it even a lesson for you?
No, not for me. I have learned everything that could be learned. Now there is nothing to be learned for me.
Could you elaborate a little how they plan to kill you, how they plan to assassinate you?
First, they were afraid that I may start speaking again. It is understandable, because my teaching is never to believe. Doubt is the basis of my philosophy. Go on doubting until you come to a reality which is indubitable. And then the question of belief does not arise. You know. So I say, either you know or you do not. There is no third category. A believer is one who knows not and yet pretends that he knows.
May I interrupt you? Because I would like to know whether you see now the sannyasins being all the time more believers than people which doubted? What you tried to teach them?
Just wait, let me finish my first
Excuse me.
thing. Otherwise, you will never end. And you won't get any answer clearly.
Yeah.
They were afraid that if I start speaking again, then I will create a totally different atmosphere that was there in India. In India, nothing like this happened in 30 years. And thousands of people were there. Just in 4 years, it happened in America. I was silent. Sila and her gang could make people surrender, believe. That is the criterion. And people have listened it for thousands of years, that is the basis of all religion. So it was very easy. It was according to their conditioning that they believed her, surrendered themselves totally, blindly. So they were afraid that once I start speaking, people will be in a totally different atmosphere. They will doubt, they will argue, they will want to be convinced. Just simple surrender will not be possible. And no fascist mind would like that. She was persuading me not to speak because it may endanger my health. I said, you don't be worried about my health. I know my health. Now it is being endangered by not doing anything, remaining in isolation. I have recovered perfectly and I would like to speak. And tomorrow you make the arrangements and I speak. The moment I started speaking, the whole commune was excited, ecstatic, except Sila and her gang. They were sad because their whole power was gone. Their power was that they were representing me. And whatever they wanted, they were telling to people that this is what Bhagwan wants. And there was no way for the sannyasins to check it, whether I want it or not. So first they tried to kill, even when I was in silence, 3 persons who were intimate to me and for whom I was available, even in silence. My physician, who used to come to check me, my dentist who was looking after my teeth, and my caretaker who was carrying my food, my tea, my fruit juice. First they tried to poison these three people. They poisoned my caretaker, but we could not think of it.
Did they become sick?
She became sick. She had just taken a cup of tea in Sila's house, and she came home and her heart started beating so fast. The doctors could not believe. She is perfectly healthy. There is no disease. There is no reason for her heart to fast so fast. It took 3 hours for them to bring her heart to its normal position. But nobody suspected. It was out of question that anybody will poison her, who has been taking care of my body for 15 years. Even when Sila was not there, she had been 7 years before Sila. Then they poisoned my doctor, my physician. In the same way, he took a cup of coffee, but because he is a physician, one of the best mind, having all the best qualifications from England, the youngest doctor to be accepted in the Royal Society of England, he immediately suspected poisoning. He was hospitalized, but the poison that was used was indetectable. 2-3 days rest and he came out, but he started becoming weak after that. He has never been sick and never weak like that. Second time they tried to inject poison while he was in the hospital, because Sila's nurse, who was taking care of Sila, used to go there, and she injected. Again he suspected that he has been poisoned. So it started becoming clear that something wrong is going somewhere. And third time he was poisoned while I started speaking. And he was poisoned in a public meeting where 15,000 sannyasis were present. And now we have the witness who saw the woman who injected him. That woman has also escaped with the gang. And he immediately pulled his robe and showed the people around, blood coming out and the spot where the injection was given. He refused to go to the same medical center, because if they can do it in the middle of 15,000 people, in the hospital, it is not reliable. So we had to send him to Bend. The doctors there also could not find any disease. But he was sick and there was no disease. To the wife of the doctor they said, she is here. Hasya is the wife of my physician. The doctor said to him that all that we can assume is poisoning, because there is no disease, no symptoms of any disease, and he is so sick. And he gave the other idea that just 1 year before, exactly the same case has happened with the attorney of Jefferson County. No disease and the same kind of weakness, as if the person is going to die.
Just a technical question. Okay.
And when Hasya told me this, then things became even more connected, because our commune's property lies half in Vasco County and half in Jefferson County. And the attorney of Jefferson County was not allowing us to do anything on that land. Half of the land, we have 126 square miles land, half of the land, 50 miles or more, is in Jefferson County. And we wanted to make few cottages for farmers there and farming, gardening. But he was adamant. Perhaps the same group was behind the poisoning of that man. Just yesterday, one of the doctors informed that she was poisoned in Sheila's house. Perhaps they were only experimenting, because the poison was such that only her tongue became paralyzed. She could not speak for 24 hours. Perhaps that was their experiment for me. If I can be poisoned and I cannot speak, that will be great. I am living, that will help them. I cannot speak, that will help them. And then she insisted continuously that she needs a key of my bedroom from the outside for security reasons. I said, I don't see what is the point of having a key from the outside for security reasons. Guards are there, phone is there. You can inform if any problem is there. And finally we had to take the key from her, because that insistence for key certainly was while I am asleep, either to inject me or to do something one does not know. Yesterday the man who takes care of the cows informed that he was told to put a certain quantity of poison in my blood every day, in my milk every day. So in a long period it will kill me and nobody will suspect. And since they have left, so many people have come up with so many amazing facts, and they were all afraid of them, because if they can kill me, and they had already killed one man and just threw his body out of the Rancho Rajneesh. The body was found by the police, but they could not find who has done it. They were immensely afraid, in deep fear, so they followed whatever was told to them. She had arranged a share home program last year for street people. She said that it is not for voting purposes, but it seems it was for voting purposes, to take over the Vasco County. And I am an absolutely non-political person. And I have been teaching my people not to be political. That is a third-rate being, to be in a third-class humanity. Those who cannot be anything else, let them be politicians. If you can be a singer, be a singer. If you can be a dancer, be a dancer, a painter. Be something creative. Politics is simply destructive. The whole history is full of politics and destruction. So I am absolutely apolitical. So even to me she lied that it is not for political purposes. In fact, we have surplus money out of the annual festival and we want to do some humanitarian work. I said, if it is humanitarian work, good. So those 3,000 street people were brought in, but to convince them to vote was not an easy thing. So a certain poison in gallons was imported from the outside. And all those people were given that poison in food, in tea, in this and that, and they were kept drugged, almost in a robot situation. So whatsoever you want them to do, they will do. By mistake, they poisoned one man too much. He died. They just threw his body out of the Rancho Rajneesh. As people started opening their mouths, because now they are not afraid at all, we have come to know that they burned one of the Vasco County planning offices. because they wanted to burn all the documents concerning Rajneeshpuram, and they succeeded. They burned the whole house completely. They tried one of our pilots to take bombs, petrol, and other things in the plane and crashed the plane with the Vasco County office, and before crashing it, jumped in a parachute to destroy the whole county office and perhaps few other houses surrounding. The man refused. Because he refused, he was immediately sent to Germany in a small commune there, so that he does not say it to anybody else. As he heard that those people have left, he immediately phoned that I want to come and I have a story to say. He is back. Now this gang was completely murderous, inhuman. And why it happened, I was unavailable to the commune. I was silent. I did not want to be interfered. No phone. For 5 years I have not read any newspaper, have not seen any television.
It's okay.
Sorry about that.
No, now I will understand this is okay. And what is not okay?
It's okay.
Ist das die letzte, ja?
Das ist die letzte, die überletzte.
Aha.
This whole group was not basically bad. This is my understanding, that nobody is basically bad. But everybody carries in his unconscious many potentialities. He can become a god, he can become a devil. It is only a question of opportunity. Simply they got the opportunity. 5,000 people ready to trust without questioning. And they were trusting because of me. They were not trusting Sila. Their minds were saying that this is not the right thing, but if Bhagwan wants it, then there must be something right. These people are innocent, and they saw the opportunity and their unconscious desire to be powerful, to take over Antelope, to take over Vasco County, became bigger and bigger. The people were not basically wrong. When I had chosen Sila as my secretary, she was a simple woman. in every way beautiful person. But everybody is unconscious, and below the unconscious is the collective unconscious, is full of animality, because it comes from animal heritage. Nothing can be said about it, at what point, in what opportunity it will start asserting. But the moment I became aware that something is going wrong, and this was the chance, they created a home, a complex of homes in Antelope, and they wanted to make it an AIDS home, just to create nuisance for Oregonians, because it will become a danger to everybody around. Hospitals are refusing, families are refusing, people are committing suicide. So from all over America, AIDS people will start moving to Antelope. And to me they said they are making a beautiful housing colony for sannyasins, particularly for festival purposes. I said, that's okay. Only the last day when they were going to inaugurate it, they wanted me to be present. I inquired what exactly it is. Then they told me that we are going to make a AIDS home. I refused, and I said, this cannot be done. You are not only risking Oregonians, you are risking your own commune too. Your doctors will have to go there, your nurses will have to go there. And those people, if they want to come to listen to me, you cannot prevent. You are risking your own people. This I will not allow. So cancel the press conference. That day it became clear to me, looking at Sheila's eyes, that the bridge between us is broken. And since that time she started remaining more and more out of America, in Europe, in Australia, finding any excuse that there is work. We have communes everywhere, and the work was always there. But after that day, the work was so much that she could not come back here even for the ceremony. She came 3 days before. There was no need, because she came from Switzerland here. And in Switzerland she did again another crime. She was married to an American, and she got married to a Swiss man, because she was planning now. Here there is no possibility for her ego trip. But in Europe, I am not there, but my communes are there. She can still have the ego trip. So she got married to the chief of the commune in Zurich without getting divorced. And when she was told by her husband that this is stupid, I will also be a criminal with you. So she ran away to Nepal. Because in Nepal it is such a poor country that you can bribe any magistrate and can get a divorce backdated. So she got a backdated divorces from Nepal, and then she came here just to pack up things, particularly those things which may prove dangerous to her. She was collecting all kinds of poisons. She was collecting materials to make bombs. And in those 3 days, she didn't come to see me. And there is very simple reason not to see me, that you have a cold, because I am allergic. So she said that she has cold. When her cold is okay, she will come and see to me. And without seeing me, just she wrote a note that she is leaving and leaving forever. And she is resigning from the post and leaving all legal papers for resignation, etc., with the proper people. And by the time I received her note, she has left. She collected the people, those who want to come with her, and she threatened them, because you will be found criminal if you don't come with me. So 20 people who were afraid now that if they are left behind and things are exposed, they will be in trouble, went with her unwillingly. One woman returned from Seattle back. She said whatever happens, but she is not going to leave the commune. Another person has phoned that he wants to come back. And soon they all will be in difficulty because they are hiding in black forest in Germany like criminals. And how long you can hide and where you can hide? We have informed American government, Swiss police, German police, and we have our own sannyasins everywhere. We are getting report where they are every day.
Do your sannyasin chase her?
No. There is no need. There is no need. But 20 persons moving anywhere, and Sila is well known in Germany. Anybody will recognize, anybody will inform other sannyasins that they have seen Sila with 12 other people, 20 other people. So no harm on a big scale has happened, but they were preparing, and we have found after they have gone in their house literature, how to make bombs, chemicals and other things, poisons, books on poisons. A particular page underlined with the same poison that my physician was thinking has been given to him, because that is not detectable. And it does not kill you immediately, it simply weakens you. Just you have to go on giving. Over a period of time, it will kill you, but you will die almost like a natural death. And we have found just Hasya has moved. Now she is the president of the foundation in her room. They have found that under the room, underneath, they have rooms and a tunnel which goes far away to get out. In any case, if police is going to arrest her, takes the whole house surrounded, she can still escape. And those